What's up? Police Sports Gamer here, and I got a video on Lamar being an idiot. Why? I will explain in this video. So if you do me a favor, if you're watching this video, please subscribe, like, and comment. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I just want to do a video on Lamar that he is ruining his chances on becoming a franchise quarterback for a different team. Why do I say that? One reason is he has no agent. Yes, agents are slimy. I can't stand agents. Agents are like politicians. They're like car salesmen. They'll say and do anything it takes for their client to get the most money in a contract, and I don't blame him. And most of the time, teams pay. Lamar going on its own without an agent is tough. Too tough. That's why you don't see it that often. I'm assuming teams don't take that person seriously. And most of all, agents are on it like 24/7. They have contacts in each team. They have relationships, which a player would not have, because he's concentrate on them playing and not smoozing owners and GMs. So here's the latest on Lamar's contract situation. We all know Baltimore signed him to a franchise tag, which pays him $32 million a year for 1 year, guaranteed. Then they could keep on doing that, keep on franchising them for 1 year, which teams really don't do it more than once or twice because the contract gets crazy expensive for the 1 year. But there are teams interested in him. You see, the New England Patriots, Minnesota Vikings, and Indianapolis Colts are the latest teams to link to Jackson. The Colts are the big-time need of a quarterback, and they could take a chance on Lamar, and they could take a chance on the draft pick they're going to get. Most likely, it won't be Bryce Young or CJ Stroud. It might be a Will Levis or Anthony Richardson for the Colts at that pick. They're not as proven as the first two, so I wouldn't blame them to go after Lamar Jackson. There are very few teams that won't be improved by having Lamar Jackson on the team. There are only three that I could think of that won't be improved big time with Lamar Jackson. That is Bills, the Los Angeles Chargers, and the Kansas City Chiefs. I really don't think Lamar Jackson would be a big improvement on those teams, but any other team, I think they will. And I don't know where Aaron Rodgers is going. If he goes to the Jets, then Jets might be one of those teams where he's not going to be improving that team. But every other team out there, he would improve them. Here's what the franchise tag means. Baltimore opted to place the non-exclusive tag on Jackson, meaning he's eligible to talk to other teams during free agency. Baltimore has the right to first refusal, meaning they can match any offer that is made. And Baltimore could spite them and say they'll match offer. But it's obvious that he doesn't want to play for Baltimore, and he might not perform as well as he should if he's forced to play for Baltimore. Or he could just opt to sit out the season, which I think he would if he doesn't get an offer from any other team that Baltimore let him go. And I can see it the other way around. I can see Baltimore not letting him go. I can see Baltimore matching any offer. The thing is, Jackson thinks he's worth more than a lot of the quarterbacks signed recently. He wants a Deshaun Watson type contract. 5 years, $230, fully guaranteed. That means he wants to get all $230 million in his pocket. What is the outlier is Cleveland Browns are stupid. They've been stupid back then, they've been stupid recently, and they'll be stupid in the future. I don't know what made them think Deshaun Watson is worth that much money coming off the allegations and that he hasn't played in a while. And it showed at the end of the season he wasn't good at all. He was horrible. And I bet any money Cleveland's kicking himself like they always do. They just can't make a great decision. They're a horrible organization for many, many years, and they will never get out of their stupidity. So Jackson wants that type of contract from a stupid team. It's not going to happen. No one is gonna give him that contract. Do you know why? Because yes, he's dynamic, he runs, and he's a great quarterback, but he gets injured a lot. Seems like every year he's injured, and that happens on a running quarterback. You are going to get injured. And so nobody's going to take a chance on giving a fully guaranteed contract, and no one is going to negotiate that contract to a player. Maybe to an agent, but not a player. That's not going to happen. So I don't know what is going to happen with this Lamar Jackson situation. It's just a bad situation for him, and it's a bad situation for the Baltimore Ravens because they're almost stuck because Lamar Jackson probably is not going to play for them, and they're going to go with Huntley at quarterback for next year. And if you look at Lamar Jackson's stats, always said the passing is not that great. He doesn't have many passing yards, but his running ability is dynamic. 2019, 2020, he had over 1,000 yards rushing. He got 43 touchdowns in 2019, 33 in 2020. He's not going to have many passing yards because he's not an accurate passer. He has great throws now and then, but he's not an accurate passer. And he has a lot of turnovers too. There's only 1 year he had over 100 quarterback rating. Thinking he's going to get that contract, it's not going to happen. I really don't think. So here's his potential destinations for Lamar Jackson. The Colts, Colts is the ones I mentioned earlier. I think could be the top destination. In my other video, Lamar Jackson, I can link down below. I think his best situation would be Miami if he wants to win the Super Bowl. So I don't know if that's going to happen. That would be like an absolute perfect fit for him and Miami. But we got the Colts here, who's made bad decisions over the years at quarterback. They're just having a quarterback carousel, signing these late 30-year-old quarterbacks, thinking they could have one more good year. It's not going to happen. Doesn't happen. And I'm surprised General Manager Chris Ballard is still there. So any is one team that was linked to Jackson a ton in recent weeks. It makes sense. General Manager Chris Ballard has dealt with veteran stopgaps after veteran stopgaps since Andrew Luck's shocking retirement ahead of the 2019 season. Signing Garner to Minshew does not change this. No, it does not. The Colts could simply sign Jackson to offer sheet, exhausting their first-round pick in 2022, 4th overall, and first-rounder of 2023. The hope here is the picks would be too much for Baltimore to match said offer sheet. As an aside, boisterous Colts owner Jim Irsay has not been quiet about the need to acquire a true franchise quarterback. So this makes sense. I'm sure the Colts have good room in their salary cap situation, but it makes sense. New England Patriots. The possibility has come up a lot recently, though it's been a bit more complicated in Indianapolis. New England has a young quarterback in Mac Jones who led them to a surprise playoff appearance as a rookie in 2021. He has since fallen out of favor when it comes to legendary head coach Bill Belichick. Mac Jones is not the great quarterback. He's average to below average. He completes these low yardage passes a lot, but when you want to expand the field, he's not that great at it. Plus, they don't have receivers to do that, but Mac Jones might lead New England to a 500 record, but he's not going to be consistently lead them to like a playoff appearances. So Lamar Jackson could be a great add for New England and could make them go to the playoffs, but they don't have a team to make it to the Super Bowl. Minnesota Vikings. I really don't know why this team is mentioned. They have Kirk Cousins, even though I think Kirk Cousins has fallen out of favor. He's brought them to the playoffs last year, but Kirk Cousins being Kirk Cousins, he choked in the playoffs. He had a great year. He had a lot of comeback victories last year. Again, couldn't lead them on that first playoff game. It is possible that we see a blockbuster swap Lamar Jackson for Kirk Cousins. While this seems highly unlikely, it might be in play. The idea for Baltimore would to remain in contention by adding a Pro Bowl signal caller to the mix. In return, Minnesota grabs its franchise guy after refusing to commit to Cousins long term. As with pretty much every possibility, there's complexities involved in this one. Trading Cousins this offseason would come with a $48.5 million dead cap hit for the Vikings, which is outrageous. That's crazy. They would have to get Cousins on board to sign a contract extension rather than testing free agency next March. But from an on-field standpoint, this makes sense. So I just wanted to make this video saying Lamar Jackson is an idiot because he thinks he could get that huge contract. And most of all, he thinks he could do it as being an agent himself. That's not going to happen. He needed to hire an agent for this, to get on these teams 24/7, to negotiate picks or whatever, contract situations. They could do it more often than Lamar Jackson could do it, and they have contacts with each team that could might be able to get it done. Maybe not Deshaun Watson level. I'm sure they could get Jackson a huge contract deal with most of the contract guaranteed. So let me know what you guys think. Please subscribe, like, and comment. Thanks. See ya.